Well, last night the Prime Minister made a surprise visit to inspect the new Parliament building, all set for an unveiling next year. He has personally been invested in giving New India a new symbol of pride. From Bhumi Pujan to the inauguration of the national emblem, the Prime Minister has been closely invested in the Central Vista project. Last night too, he spent over an hour surveying both houses of the new Parliament, speaking to the construction workers and inspecting the new facilities. However, the Congress has yet again politicized the pride of India. Jairam Ramesh, who in 2012 spoke of badly needing a parliament since this one is old and isn't functional. That's what he had said. But today he says that it's the first of the vanity projects, saying dictators want to leave behind an architectural legacy and this is a colossal waste of money. This was a tweet that came in from Jairam Ramesh after, back in 2012, he had said that India needs a new parliament. In fact, the Congress party has responded, saying this is nothing but a personal project of the Prime Minister himself.
ये लगभग 20,000 करोड़ रुपए का, बल्कि 22-23,000 करोड़ रुपए का कोविड के समय में शुरू किया, जबकि जरूरत थी उस समय लोगों के पैसे हाथों में पैसा देना। तो एक जो वर्तमान पार्लियामेंट है, मेरा ख्याल है 100, 200, 300 वर्ष चलेगी। जो सारी नई बिल्डिंगें बन रही हो सकता धराशायी हो जाए, लेकिन जो पहले की लगभग 100 साल पहले की पार्लियामेंट बिल्डिंग है वो एक मॉन्यूमेंट है।
Responding to this in an exclusive interview to Times Now, Union Minister Smriti Irani hit out at the Congress party for yet again politicizing the Central Vista project. Listen in.
स्मृति जी, आज एक और मुद्दा उठाया गया। जयराम रमेश जी ने ट्वीट किया है प्रधानमंत्री की एक सरप्राइज विजिट जो नए पार्लियामेंट में, और कहा है ये वैनिटी प्रोजेक्ट है। जब भी
that this country should not have a new parliament building and keep on reflecting in the British glory is the Congress stand. That this country should not build a new parliament for its people in permanence and should subjugate itself to its British Raj past is what the Congress says. Political arrogance and building भव्य buildings is the problem. 400 से ज्यादा institutions पे तो गांधी खानदान का नाम है, हटवा दें।
उनका कहना है कि
हटवा दो। पहले तो मैं कहती हूँ, मैं दोबारा कह रही हूँ, वो पार्लियामेंट जनता की है। नरेंद्र मोदी ने कहा नया भारत बना रहे हैं जी। क्या नए भारत में हम अंग्रेजी हुकूमत के पदचिन्हों पर चलकर नया संकल्प ले सकते हैं, या क्या हम में इतनी काबिलियत है कि हम अपने राष्ट्र के लिए, अपने लोगों के लिए एक नया भव्य पार्लियामेंट बनाएं? उसमें बैठेगा कौन? राहुल गांधी नहीं आएंगे?
नहीं, अभी तो डिस्क्वालिफाइड है, नहीं आ
फिर भी आ रहे हैं, आ तो रहे हैं।
तो सेंट्रल हॉल तो
वही तो कह रही हूँ, नहीं आएंगे। जयराम रमेश नहीं आएंगे, खड़गे साहब नहीं आएंगे, या उनको लगता है हमको वोट ही नहीं मिलने वाला इस नए पार्लियामेंट में आने के, हमारे पास
नहीं होगा। पर
नहीं, क्या हम एमपी बन के, वही तो मैं कह रही हूँ, नहीं आएंगे क्या? If you talk about political arrogance, 400 institutions at the गांधी खानदान's name, take it out. यही है जवाहर भवन, हटाओ ना नाम। फिर पेटिशन दो। गांधी खानदान को अगर थोड़ी सी भी इस बात की शर्म बची हो कि हम हिपोक्रेट्स नहीं हैं, सबसे पहले पिटीशन लिख कर दे दे कि कृपया 400 संस्थानों पे हमारा नाम है, प्रधान सेवक जी इस नाम को हटाने की कृपा करें। बोलेंगे क्या? फला फला ब्रिज पे हमारा नाम है, फला फला एयरपोर्ट पे हमारा नाम है, फला फला भवन पे हमारा नाम है। अरे जहाँ हैंडीक्राफ्ट बिकता है जनपद में, उसके ऊपर अपना नाम लिखा रखा है, हटवाए ना। फिर लिख के दें कि हम पॉलिटिकल एरोगेंस में नहीं मानते, हम इस देश के संविधान का बहुत सम्मान करते हैं। 75 साल हो गए आज़ादी के, आप 75 वीरों के नाम निकाल लीजिए, हमारा नाम हर इंस्टीट्यूशन से मिटा दीजिए। 75 स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों के आधार पे, और सबसे पहला तो सावरकर के नाम पे कर दीजिए। करेंगे क्या?
Mr. R. Rajagopalan and Ravi Srivastava joining us on the broadcast to discuss the politics of it. But before that, we want to separate the claims that have been made from the truth that is on ground. My colleague Meghna and Aishwarya joining us on the broadcast. Going across to Meghna first. Meghna, there have been a lot of claims that have been made about the Central Vista project. Many of it also seem to be completely untrue. Take us through the details on the narrative that has been set around Central Vista project.
Well, what we are going to do here on Times Now is stick to the facts. The fact is that there were 6 rounds of legal scrutiny for the Central Vista project. Each one of these rounds were won by the government. This was within 10 months of 2020 and 2021. Let's tell you categorically what the Supreme Court has said. It's important for us to just stick to the facts here. And this is what the court had gone by when it gave the green signal to the Central Vista project, saying as per the non-availability of the certificates issued by the directorate, there's a shortage of 3.8 lakh square kilometers of office space, which has been flagged off. To add to this, the state of affairs, the central government is spending an account equivalent to 1,000 crores on rental spaces to accommodate the offices of various ministries annually. It goes on to say most of the buildings in the Central Vista area are more than 40 to 50 years old and have either outlived or approaching their structural lives. Further, buildings constructed over 100 years ago, such as the North and the South Block, are not earthquake proof. There is a shortage of working spaces, parking amenities and services, and the spread of the central government ministries and the departments at various locations leads to inefficiencies and difficulty in coordination. It then goes on to say that even after 73 years of independence, the nation does not have a common secretariat building. Some ministries are housed in the Central Vista complex, while some ministries are housed in other parts of Delhi. Various ministries, due to the lack of available space, have been forced to hire premises on rent. Until date, most of the rent is paid for and on behalf of the central government for using the ministries in Delhi runs into thousands of crores. There are several such instances which have been written. Remember, this is over a 600-page order which is coming in, and it's just one of the rounds that we are telling you about. There were 6 rounds of legal scrutiny. Every time the courts have ordered in favor of the Central Vista, saying it's time to stop reflecting in British glory, time for India to get a new pride.
Okay, so it's not just the legal scrutiny, but also the politics around it. If we talk about it, Aishwarya, the new parliament was in fact first mooted under the UPA. That was back in 2012. In fact, we had Mr. Jairam Ramesh himself who said that the need for the country is to have a new parliament building. But now, just as yesterday, Prime Minister went for a surprise check, he said that this is a vanity project. That's what he called it, saying a dictator wants to leave behind his architectural legacy, and this is a colossal waste of money. So in 2012, it was the need of the hour. It's what India needed. And now we have the same Congress party, the same Congress leaders saying that this is a colossal waste of money.
Well, Pratibha, very important reaction that we got on Times Now as well of Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi was then the Parliamentary Affairs Minister, and he narrated to us that it was the UPA government, who first initiated the idea of bringing the new parliament in this country, and later when Meera Kumar was the speaker, the file was moved when Prime Minister Narendra Modi initiated the entire project of Central Vista and the new parliament building, and that proves that how these are the double standards by the Congress party. In fact, Jairam Ramesh, while tweeting, and this is not the first time Jairam Ramesh or the likes of the Congress leaders had criticized the government on the new parliament building even, and they went on to say that this is just a waste of money, and attacking the Prime Minister on the new parliament building, clearly stating that this is and comparing Prime Minister to dictator, saying that every dictator wants to leave the legacy behind, the archaeological architectural legacy behind, and that's what the Prime Minister is doing. But on the other side, if we look at what the BJP had been constantly saying, that this is for the future of the country, because after the delimitation there would be number of member of parliament that will increase, and to accommodate them there needs to be a new parliament building, and also the central offices of the government needs to be shifted in the central secretariat. So that's the plan of the Prime Minister, looking India ahead and looking India's future. That's the project that had been laid down by Prime Minister Narendra Modi Modi, but in fact it's the Congress party who had just been attacking while their own member of parliament is going to sit in that particular building.
Yes, in fact, it has even been called Modi Mahal. It has been called the Prime Minister's personal residence. Thank you for your patience. Want to go across to Mr. Ravi Srivastava first. Mr. Ravi Srivastava, why do you think the opposition has such a problem with this new Central Vista project? Because every step along the way, whether it is the Bhumi Pujan, whether it is the national emblem that was unveiled on the building, or now the Prime Minister's surprise check, every single step along the way as we're moving towards a new direction for the new parliament, mind you, this is not the Prime Minister's own residence. This is going to be a parliament residence, parliament house, but it looks like it riles up the opposition time and again.
This government has got misplaced priorities. They do not know that what exactly where the money should be spent. It's not for the glorification or for leaving a stamp of for making it just like some Aurangzeb or some Shah Jahan or some other ruler, or for that matter, modern Hitler. So what I want to say is that yesterday you must have heard Mr. Kejri. Government has closed 6,000 schools in the country, and the nation needs 6 lakh more schools in the future. How many schools would have
Okay, Mr. Ravi Srivastava, you'll remember that a similar legal battle also went on in the Supreme Court during COVID as well, and it did not, it did not stand in the Supreme Court, Mr. Rajagopalan. Apart from calling it a vanity project, one of the claims that have been made about the Central Vista project is that it is a colossal waste of money, that it is a misplaced priority of the government.
This is not waste of money. 100 years the structure will stand. It is for prosperity of the Indians, 140 crore Indians. And moreover, I would like to say there were reports by the Roorkee IIT. There was a special investigation done by Meera Kumar under the instructions of former Speaker of Lok Sabha. They came to a conclusion that the buildings will collapse if an earthquake of 7 Richter scale is there. Last week you experienced in Delhi. Suppose if it happened, at least 100 MPs, 200 MPs would have been, dead with that earthquake. To keep that issue on alert, the Narendra Modi as government has gone for a new building. As you exactly put it now, illustrated with the, Supreme Court orders, Green Tribunal, Central Vista, so many things. But my conclusion is, it is on the website, transparent. Whatever has happened, you can go today. Any viewer who is now interested in seeing the latest on the Central Vista, especially the Parliament House, they can do it. And my understanding, I covered Parliament for 40 years, not 1 or 2 years, madam. You have understood that. But, as my age goes, the Rajya Sabha was stinking. You won't believe. The Amir Ansari ordered a probe. Najma Abdullah, as a deputy chairman of the Rajya Sabha, ordered a probe. Under the Rajya Sabha, there is a sewerage going on. And kitchen is there. Kitchen cannot be stinking. There are cats and rats inside.
Yes, and it's a temple of democracy, and it deserves to be beautiful and, well done. Mr. Rajagopalan, and I get the point that you're making. But Mr. Ravi Srivastava, this is what the government has said. And like we mentioned, when you say misplaced priorities, whether it was during the COVID-19 or during the lockdown as well, these are issues that have been raised even in the top court of the country, but it did not stand the legal scrutiny. Now, you also heard Mr. Rajagopalan talk about it. The government has also issued a clarification time and again. Do you now think that it's time the opposition stops raising an objection to it? Because, history will come back, and we can see very well how the statements have changed completely from Jairam Ramesh in 2012 to now completely a big U-turn. Is it only because the Prime Minister is personally invested in this project, because there's so much work happening on ground?
I wish let it stand as the people of the country, the 140 people, let them also come out and say that what is the need of this parliament. First of all, that how much government budgets for the education and health %, but they have got money for this 20,000 crore for building a monument over here. How much money was borrowed by the government till 2012 or 13 when Jairam Ramesh made that statement? 55 lakh crore. And how much money they have borrowed in the last 9 years? 85 lakh crore. They have surpassed the 67 years old record. Whose money is this? Public money. And they're just wasting it because they have the power in their hand and they can burn it the way they want it. I don't think this is going to serve any purpose to a common man. What is happening to the parliamentary way you watch it? 14 days, there is no work. There are more than 100 crores rupees of money is gone down the drain and nobody is answerable for that. So what will you do with this new parliament if this is the attitude of the parliamentarians or politicians? I think this is purely a waste of money.
But Mr. Srivastava, now you're shifting goalposts. You're saying that the parliament should function, but that's a completely different debate. Mr. Rajagopalan, how do you view the statement that is being made by Mr. Ravi Srivastava that the parliament is not even functioning? So why do we even need a new parliament? This is the misplaced priority. Yet again, that statement being made that this is the misplaced priority of the government. It should instead be focusing on ensuring there are debates in the parliament.
It is the priority of Mr. Narendra Modi. And Modi hai to mumkin hai. Whatever he starts, he completes that. And moreover, my understanding is the Speaker of Lok Sabha, Meera Kumar, why should she order for it to construct a new building? And moreover, why should UPA government Prime Minister Manmohan Singh agree to that? Jairam Ramesh was Minister for Environment at that time. He also agreed. Why he changes? Because the reason is Narendra Modi succeeds. They want to attack Narendra Modi. Bagana ho to Narendra Modi. Nishana to Narendra Modi. But parliament building ko they don't consider that is a Nishana. War memorial was constructed by Mr. Narendra Modi. Parliament has been constructed by Narendra Modi. Narendra Modi ho to mumkin hai. The people appreciate it. That is why he is repeatedly winning elections as elections. He did not make money. Congress would have made money from that 20 lakh crores. Something they would have made huge money. Cut. 2G, CWG, everything would have been Colgate, everything would have been there. So my understanding is that Mr. Narendra Modi to mumkin hai. He constructed.
Yes, in fact, all of these questions on the lack of public disclosure, there were questions that were raised on the resources being wasted, also on how the work was continuing during COVID-19. Now, as Mr. Srivastava raised a few questions of employment, all of this does not get affected with the Central Vista project coming in, but the opposition refusing to accept it. Of course, the debate will go on, but we'll have to leave it at that. Thanking you both for joining us on the broadcast.